content is revenue. And what I mean is, I want you to start looking at content as the driving factor of your business. It determines if you're going to add new revenue to your bottom line or not. See, sometimes when it comes to content, you just think it's an extra thing instead of being the thing. And so I want you to start changing your perspective on how you create content. Do not make it a part time gig, make it a full time gig. All right, so content itself is all about attention, right? All about attention. And see, the day and age that we are in, currency is attention. See, if you got a little attention, then you got a little currency. But if you got a lot of attention, most likely you're going to have a lot of currency. Currency is money. If your business ain't doing what it's supposed to do, all you have to do is accumulate some more attention. I know it sounds easy, but it's not as easy, right? And what I mean is because you don't just want any attention, you want to be very mindful of the type of attention. I just had a conversation with a member of my team, and I was telling them about attention. And you know how you can put out a piece of content, a trendy content, and get some likes and views, but you might not get conversions. You might get a lot of likes and views. Oh, I got 1 million likes and views on this, but 0 leads. That ain't the attention I want. And that should not be the attention you want for your aesthetic practice. You should get attention that actually needs your help. And so I want you to start thinking about attention as the revenue. If you start thinking about attention as the revenue, you're going to do whatever it takes to get it. And so right now, you can't be looking at content as a overnight dollar. And so what that means is when you put out one piece of content today, you expecting to make all your money back tomorrow. That ain't going to work. I ain't going to lie to you. We all get clients that think like that, and when I get a client that think like that, I'll be like, oh my gosh, how long have you been in business? That ain't how it works. You might put out a piece of content today, and it might just be building and building and building, and maybe just from that building, in a year, it pops off. 30 days, it pop off. 90 days, 6 months, you have to give it time, but you have to show up consistently. You cannot have that scared mindset that I need to have this money. This is what I want you to do. Go and work an additional job to sustain the growth of your business. Stop forcing and pressing everybody that's there to help you to make a dollar, because that's going to throw everybody. If you're working with an agency, if you're working with a firm, whatever you're working with, don't nobody want to feel pressure when they already told you it's going to take some time. You just got to be listen. You just got to listen and apply everything they say and do. Be coachable. All right, so look at content as the engine to your business. So you have to start rethinking how you look at content, and you got to be willing to invest the time. You got to be willing to go and get help if you want to attract the right attention to grow your business. Now, if you think, oh, you're going to do everything by yourself because you want to be cheap, you ain't going to do it right. The reason why is because you don't got enough time to study the ins and outs. Maybe you put out a video and it do okay, but is it converting? Can you get a sale off of it? And so I want you to look at content like this. Look at it just as if it's a house, right? And so when you got a house, when you build in a house, you must obtain the planning. You must go get the permits. You must excavate, and you must lay a foundation. And so all of those things is the same thing when it comes to content. But what's happening is you're not giving your business enough foundation to build an empire. You being cheap. You like, I want to put as little in so I can get so much out. That ain't how that works. You got to put a lot in. And so you want to make sure you have a strong foundation. And so look at it as just like building a house. You're going to spend a lot of time on planning and prepping and testing. If you're not testing the content, you don't know if it's going to work or not. Just because somebody else did it and it worked for them don't mean it's going to work for you. And so I want you to understand, It's going to take time. The more time you spend on creating content and connecting to your potential leads, the stronger the connection be to build your empire. See, your empire ain't built yet. It's going to take some time. But you got to understand, stop attempting to get any and everybody to just do your content. Like you going off of pricing when you should be going off of people who's passionate, people who understand what it is that you do. It's this quote by Dantel Antonio. It say, everybody has a stove, but that don't mean they can cook. So what it is everybody can have this tool called a camera, but that don't mean they know what to do with that camera. See, you need to get somebody that understand what it is that you should say, how you should look, how you should deliver, how consistent it should be. If it work, if it don't, somebody that's willing to test with you. You need somebody that understand. Stop attempting to throw your little cousin the camera and think that they should already know because they know a little content. What you is in your aesthetic business, it's a whole different monster. It's a lot of regulation. It's a lot of things you can't do and can do that somebody that's an expert will understand. So don't just be throwing anybody a camera, because I hear this a lot. Like, oh yeah, I attempted to hire a content person, but they just didn't do right. And then I get a little deeper. Yeah, they didn't do content before for aesthetic business. Or, yeah, that was their first time I was giving them a chance. No, hire the damn professionals. Like, hire a professional and keep hiring, because you're going to get some bad professionals, you're going to get some good ones. But just keep going. And so what I want you to do is when you put out content, understand that the only way to really monetize from the content is you have to be able to get people name, email, and phone number. Not one or the other. See, you have to create a landing page, not your website, a landing page to actually collect the data. And you need their name, first name, last name, their email. Some of y'all only get their name and email, but wonder why you can't get in contact with them. 9 times out of 10, their phone gonna always be in their hands, so you got to get their name, email, phone number. And some people might be a little stingy with their phone number, so then they don't opt in. Some people might opt in with fake information. Okay, just delete them off the list, right? But you have to collect the data. Content just pushes people to your thing. See, when you think of content, I want you to think of content like this, right? Whatever you offering, this your offer, is the heart of your business. And so what content does is content do this. This is content. Content, all it does is bring and connect people to whatever it is that you offer, and they go both ways. So whenever you put out content, you put out content to get people closer to your offer, and whatever you're offering is the solution to somebody's problem that you're talking about in the content. So don't overthink it. See, get to collecting the data. Your whole goal is collecting data. The more data you collect, the more you're going to win. But right now, your mind ain't even allowing you to stay consistent with the content. And then your mind not allowing you to collect the data. And so you like, I want to build this big old house. I want this mansion. But I want it tomorrow. The only thing that you can do and build tomorrow is a hut. You can't build that castle you want. So what I want you to do is allow yourself patience to build this empire. And so when it comes to content, I want you to think content is not just videos. You have so many different things. You got blogs. A blog, all of that stuff on a blog and articles is content. You got video, right? You got webinars. A webinar is just another fashion of content, right? You got podcasts, right? You have emails, right? You have social media, right? You got all of these different forms of content, but you not using none of them. You not creating nothing. But then you like, oh my gosh, this not working. It's nothing. I attempted to put out content. Then we go look at your page. Yeah, you did 1-2 posts, didn't get no views and got mad. No, you got to get consistent because the content is your revenue. If you want to scale and grow your business, you have to understand content. And you don't have to understand it where it's like you got to spend all the time to know it. No, hire the experts that understand it due to the fact that when something trendy is happening or when this is happening or when a shift is happening, they going to know before you know. So you think you're going to have that one trick pony do the same thing every time? That ain't going to work. And so I hope today you realize that your content isn't where it's supposed to be, and that's why your revenue is not where it's supposed to be, but you can do something about it for your aesthetic practice, for your med spa, whatever it is. You have to be the one to do something about it if you won't change. I'm Dontel Antonio, and I work for a company called The King of Content. We are a content firm that specializes in video content for aesthetic practices just like yours. If you want to start dominating your area to build more visibility, get more consistency, and build trust so you can build more revenue, what I want you to do is click the link in the description and get on a call with our team today so we can help you scale. All right? If this message was for you, what I want you to do is share it with another aesthetic practice. Thank you.